I've been back in Massachusetts for over a week now, since I got back from my flight and recorded the previous video. Sorry I haven't been putting out as much. I've been speedrunning as many Christmas movies as possible before Christmas. Actually, really until the 21st. I got an extra day off from the instant gratification job because this coworker who likes to pick up one of the other days of the week that I can offer up wanted a different day because of this whole scheduling thing I won't bore you with the details of. But suffice it to say, my second week back in Massachusetts is going to be not as filled with I won't have as many shifts at the instant gratification job because of days I took off before, and then this one I decided, you know what, I'm gonna put more time into YouTube. Well, anyway, it's been very cold. Oh boy, today I'm recording this on Sunday the 15th. I don't know what it is, but it was just freezing today. I could barely feel any warmth in this room. Yeah, one of my grandparents' friends had an electric fireplace. I really hope Santa brings me one of those. Or if you want to help me be able to afford one, you can go buy my books on Amazon, but I'm not gonna hustle that because you're not here to be advertised to. So yeah, first week back on the Sunday, I wound up having to help my mom exchange a wrong item we got from a Target delivery I ordered before we left because it was something for a toy drive that she was donating to, and she basically has to give the specific item because that's what she agreed to get from the person organizing it. So we took care of that. I wound up actually having to leave the house on a day that I didn't plan on that. I think today's the first day that I've not left the house since I forget. Might have been no, I think it might have been November 30th. I'm gonna have to look at my calendar later to remember. But yeah, it wasn't as laid back as I hoped. Though I did feel a little less stressed out overall because I was actually home where all my stuff is. To be clear, yes, it was nice to see my grandparents over those 4 days. I'm not gonna try and deny that. So yeah, I helped my mom out with that day because it was a pretty big item that we had to load into the car, bring it into Target after we verified we'd be able to exchange it for the correct item. Then we dropped it off with the person who was organizing the toy drive. Then I walked home from there to get in my exercise for the day. Then on Monday, I worked a shift at the instant gratification job, and it was the first day where my mom's car was going to be in the shop for I don't know how long. So basically, she's been working from home, and then when my dad is at his job, my mom doesn't have a car. I was able to walk home from the instant gratification job after getting out early. Then the next day, I went to a dollar store to get some toys for a toy drive that the instant gratification job was holding. I thought it would be nice to do. I thought it would be a nice thing to do. But when I got into the dollar store after I went to breakfast at Dunkin', oh my god, that was one of the most depressing places I'd ever been. I haven't been inside that dollar store since 2009, 2010, I think, before I was in high school. I'm trying to decide if it was the lighting, the way everything was just packed together, or the general emptiness. Because they had like one of those tabletop bells you had to ring to have a cashier come over. Because they were busy taking care of the other things, which I'm not going to fault them for that. It's funny, I actually listened to a video about the history of dollar stores and problems they have and such when I was walking home from the instant gratification job the previous day. Yeah, it was a very depressing environment, but it was only 10 minutes and I was able to buy the toys I needed to donate to the thing. And then the next day, I still had another 25% off a reserved Uber ride, so I decided to just use it for the expiration date. And I was able to go to the South Shore Plaza here in Massachusetts to use the Christmas money I got from my grandparents. So basically, I took the Uber there from the pharmacy store across the street from Dunkin'. And this was a day where it was pouring out. Like it was just nonstop rain all day that day. I went inside the mall and I had my first taste of Auntie Anne's pretzels in 2.5 years now. The last time I was in there was June of 2022. A friend of mine helped me get over there so I could buy a PS4 Pro because that was the best I could do. I was waiting to be able to get a PS5, and then I was selected to buy one from Sony not too long after that, but that's a story for another day. So I decided to do that to have a little fun, try to actually get out for once. Way less depressing than the dollar store. I spent most of the time in the Target there, though, which I actually could have gone to a closer one the next town over and been home by lunchtime, but I decided if I was making the effort to go further out from home, I may as well go for somewhere that I could do more than just get the Christmas presents for myself that will officially be considered from my grandparents. I could do more. So yeah, I walked around Target for about an hour and a half, now closer to an hour until close enough to lunchtime. I got myself a new pair of shoes that my grandmother insisted that I get for myself because I was looking into it when I was down there in Florida, but I didn't want to have to deal with having to pack them or having to switch out my shoes and then toss my current pair away. I am gonna wear those until they completely wear out. I decide, you know what? I'm gonna go get these. And I got myself a couple of other things, including some candy and then a reusable Target bag to act as the gift bag and basically simulate a Christmas present for myself. I'm grateful for what I got, and I decided I'd again have a little fun with it along the way. After I bought the gift bag, I went to lunch at Pizzeria Regina because I had some chicken patties that I needed to clear out because the Best Buy date on the buns was coming up. And also, I can't get Pizzeria Regina anywhere else except if I went into Boston for it. I could pass by it. I passed by it on my way to the Harry Potter exhibit and then the Museum of Science. That's the main location. And this one at the South Shore Plaza is just a stand at the food court. But it was a nice change of pace from freezer pizza. Also, I didn't have any pizza of any kind when I was in Florida. There was this pizza place near the Publix that I walked to, but I decided against going in there. So yeah, I did that. Had Pizzeria Regina for lunch. It was good. I also took a look around the mall to see how it had changed since the last time I was there and other times before that. I basically stopped going after about mid early 2021, and then 2022, that was through the PS4 Pro thing, was the only time I actually went out there after that. Anyway, back to the present. Once I had had my Pizzeria Regina fix, I called my Uber home. Well, not directly home, to a nearby area that I walked from. Yes, even in the pouring rain. But I had my raincoat. Yeah, it was. I'm not going to complain too much about the rain. Honestly, it was still less depressing than the dollar store. Honestly, from the inside of a car or from the inside of the mall or the inside of home, it's not that bad. It's actually kind of comforting. So I was able to get home, set aside my gift bag, label. I was able to label other people's Christmas presents that had arrived the previous day. This way I know whose is whose. And then I watched the Home Alone movies. When I was in between movies, my mom was headed out to the gym and I noticed that she forgot her phone on the kitchen counter, so I had to rush out to get it to her and I slipped on the stairs because of the rain and then I didn't break anything, but the areas that were impacted still hurt after 4 days. And when I woke up this morning, my hips were kind of sore overall. Maybe it's just from working at the instant gratification job, but I digress. Anyway, it was nice to wear shorts on that Wednesday when I got home, because I forgot to mention it was also really warm out. Anyway, after recovering from that, Home Alone 2, and then I just went for a walk on the day after that, and I watched 3 Christmas movies on that day to clear out the popcorn. I started mixing other things into my popcorn because I was getting bored of just popcorn. Add the special salt that I order from Amazon. So when I watched Red One on Prime, that's that new Christmas movie with Dwayne Johnson and Chris Evans. I actually, little side story here. I almost went to see it twice at the theater. Like I bought the ticket 2 separate times, then ended up canceling both times. First, this reviewer I trust wasn't gonna go see it, and I decided based on the reasoning, I was like, yeah, I think I'll pass on this one, spend more time on my video games like I should have. The day I went to see Gladiator 2 and Moana 2. The second time was the Tuesday of that last week. I just happened to not be scheduled at the instant gratification job that day, and I thought, you know what? I'm gonna put this time to good use. I bought the ticket, then I saw that it was coming to Prime on Thursday. I was like, you know what? I'm not spending an extra $15 total for ticket, popcorn, and soda, and putting in the effort of leaving the house for it when I can just watch it on Prime on Thursday. And I did just that. So yeah, I forget the last Christmas movie I watched that day, but on Friday night I watched Jingle All the Way after walking to the grocery store from the instant gratification job because I got out early and it's actually closer to where my dad comes from to pick me up. So there was that. I was able to fill a basket with a few things, including a big bag of M&Ms for more items to mix into my popcorn because on Thursday night for Red One, and then I forgot. I still can't remember off the top of my head the other one, but I mixed in flavor blasted goldfish. This time for Jingle All the Way, I mixed in some M&Ms because I bought a party size bag that I'm portioned out into smaller ones. I tried with a quarter cup of them on Friday. It was pretty good, but I tried half a cup portion on last night when I watched Carry On. That's the new Netflix movie with Taron Egerton. It was also, I will say, it was a good way to send off my current Netflix subscription while I put it on hiatus until the final block of Cobra Kai episodes come out. But yeah, I might go back down to a quarter cup for the portion because I portioned half a cup each into the little snack bags I have them portioned out into because to save money in the long term, I buy the bulk bag and I redistribute it into the smaller portions as I see fit. I think the problem isn't that it's not enough. The problem is I sift them in and they sink to the bottom. Whereas if I just shook it to get the salt to cover them and then just sprinkle the M&Ms on top afterward, they'd still be within easy reach. Well, anyway, that brings us full circle to today with my first full week back in Massachusetts completed. I finally got my day where I didn't leave the house. I mean, I meant to do a time to walk, but then I was not really feeling it, especially with how cold it is. I think I finally hit my breaking point where I was like, yeah, I don't need to go out. I also have been aborting more movie plans than just Red One, because the reviewer I trust gave both Craven the Hunter and War of the Rohirrim, the two movies I was going to go see on Tuesday, bad enough reviews that I was like, yeah, I'm not putting in the effort to see these in the theater. Maybe on streaming someday, but not in the theater. At this point in December, the only movies I'm going to the theater for are Sonic the Hedgehog 3 and Nosferatu. Sonic 3 because I'm genuinely excited for it. Nosferatu for the lulls of seeing such a grim movie on Christmas Day. So yeah, I'm sorry I haven't been on the grind as much. I'm gonna try to do better like Sam Wilson said to do. Probably not daily uploads for some time, but with all the extra time I have this week, I am going to do better. So thanks for watching. Be sure to subscribe for more videos like this. I'll see you soon.